Okay. I think I have fixed the problem. I think I have fixed the problem. Okay, let's see. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Okay, I think we're back in business. I think we're back. Okay, sorry. It has been a weird fucking night, alright? So, allow a few moments, let some people jump in here, the usual thing. You know what we're doing. Okay, down camera's operational. Microscope operational. Thermal cam operational. Okay. I think we're good. I think we are back. It has been a horrible night for tech stuff, alright? I'll get into it more once we get some people in here, but good lord, what a night. Okay. I seem to be okay on the frame rate now. Everything seems to have leveled off. So, we should be okay. Thank you, everybody, for being so goddamn patient while we work out this nonsense. I will explain in more detail shortly what all is going on. So, y'all just bear with me here, and we will come together. Okay, good. Everyone can see and hear me okay now? We're not running into any weird problems? Yeah. Okay. Oh, Lord, what a night. Okay. Okay, fantastic. All right, yeah, I seem to have fixed the problem. I'm going to give it like 5 minutes before I get into the whole spiel of everything that's going on, but it has been a weird day for tech shit, so appreciate everybody being so patient. Now I'm up to speed run some of these repairs. Oh, lordy lord. Let's just delete the old video. We don't need that. And I'm trying to find the customer that wanted to watch the actual repair, but unfortunately I cannot. So, out of luck, I guess. Alright, well, is what it is. Okay. Yeah, so we'll jump into stuff in just a moment here. Okay. Oh boy, what a day it has been. Alright, just another few moments here. I'm gonna drink a little bit of my hydration. Salud. Alright. Clear up some space on my desk here. When I say space, I mean just reorganize the mess slightly. Oh, that's very good. I'm very proud of you, Ashley. Good job drinking water. Very important. Alright. So give it about another minute or two and we'll start getting into some repairs and stuff and I'll explain what all's been going on. Hey, Trick, good to see you, brother. Just moving stuff around for the moment. All right. Okay. So, slight explanation of what's been going on. Number one, I am in the process of moving, so you will see that the space behind me is quite empty. There are boxes everywhere. I'm in the process of moving, so everything is in chaos right now. Number two, there was almost no stream tonight because my PC didn't want to turn on. There was no power. And while I love working on gaming consoles, and I did build this PC, I'm not an expert when it comes to PC stuff. Luckily, it was just the power cord in the back of the PC. Apparently, it shorted out. I put a new power cord in it. Done deal. It worked out beautifully. Then, after I got the PC turned on, we had frame drop issues because I just transferred over to a new modem and router setup, and I hadn't tested the PC yet because I'm an idiot sometimes. And then I had to go in, I had to change a bunch of settings, I had to set bandwidth restrictions, I had to go redirect bandwidth, I had to change the bit rate on all. It was a nightmare. It was a fucking nightmare. But we made it. We're here. The frame drops have stopped for the time being. Hopefully that's enough. So, that being said, welcome everybody to Roy's Repair and Resale. My name is Roy. I do repairs and resale. Tonight we're going to have some fun. I have a bunch of customer repairs behind me. We are going to try and do our best to fix as many of them as possible. And we're going to talk and have fun and shoot the shit while we do it. That's the way it's going to be. I will let everybody know that next week there will be no stream because I'm moving into my new place next week and I have to get everything set up. And Lord knows what kind of fucking problems I'm going to run into if things don't go properly. So next weekend I will not be streaming. I'll be getting everything set up at the new place, and hopefully the week after that everything should be good and set up, and I should be good to resume streaming once again. So just a forewarning, no stream next week. All right, let's start. God damn it, Kate. Let's start with our first customer repair. We have an Xbox One S. This came into me for a no display issue. However, as you can kind of see, I'll do my best to show it to you here. Good, Trick. Good. I'm glad. Is it going to want to work? No, focus on this. Focus right here. Let's move this. Alright, I'll put it under the microscope, damn it. So it came in for a no display issue. I have not tested any of these yet. So we're going to test everything first. So if we bring over our microscope to the actual HDMI port, the port itself looks good. So I'm interested to see why there's no display issue on this. So that's why I wanted to start with it first, because this one intrigues me. The port itself looks fine. So, with that being said, let's jump right into this. I'm going to first and foremost test this. Move and make space here. No, I'm not doing it. If the APU is broken, nope. It's going right back to the customer. I'm not doing it. Alright, so plug it in. Let's put our HDMI cord in. Let's move this damn water bottle out of the way. Okay. I mean, the port seems a bit loose. It could be something internally on the port and I just can't see it. But, so let's bring the camera around real quick. So, bring the camera around. Alright, so we do get power. Now, I know with these Xboxes, they do take a little bit of time to load up. So, we're going to hang out for a little bit and just kind of let it start the boot process and see if we can get a display on it. Now, I did talk to the customer that he did say that it was not shutting down. It would stay like this just indefinitely. Which is another reason it intrigued me. Alright, so we're going to swap over. So we've got HDMI 2. But it is just a black screen. So it is detecting that there's supposed to be an HDMI signal. But, oh, there it goes. It just went black screen. Okay, yeah, it probably is the port then, because it just tried to, when I moved the HDMI port, it tried to disconnect on me. Okay. Alright, well, maybe it is just the port. Something on the internals then. Well, that's not as fun as I thought it would be. But we'll have fun with it either way, right? Don't worry, I still have that very fun PS5 that we can work on tonight, so. Check if the sync light is. There was no syncing. There was no flashing of the sync light. No. And when I moved that HDMI cord, it did try to disconnect on it. So that is telling me that there's a problem on the HDMI, either the port or the circuit. But again, it's weird that it's very rare on these 1Ss that you have problems with the actual pins on the port. Normally, the port itself will be damaged. That I've run into plenty of times. But if it's actual pin damage or something like that, then that's unusual, but not unheard of. All right, so let's go ahead and get right to work on this, and we shall begin. Now, he did mention that this has not been opened before, and that is the case. The warranty is still there. So let's go ahead and remove that. Yeah, it does seem like an HDMI issue. I thought hard drive as well. Normally, in my experience with these, if it is the hard drive issue, it will typically shut off after about 30 seconds to a minute. And I specifically asked the customer to test that prior to bringing me the console. But he swore up and down that there was no... I don't know what that was. It's probably not important. He swore up and down that there was no shutting down of it. It stayed that way. And based on the testing and the fact that it did try to disconnect the signal when I attempted to shut it down, then I'm pretty sure we're going to be looking at an HDMI issue. So we're going to come in here with our pry tool. There we go. We're going to sound like we're breaking stuff, even though we're not. Come around this way. There we go. Oh, this has been dropped before too. There's a little bit of drop damage right here. Alright. Got enough on that side. We'll pull it up from the other side. Flat edge. There we go. This thing is definitely not wanting to come loose.
Why are you being difficult? Don't be like this. There we go. There we go. There we go. Yes. Yeah, it sounds like I'm breaking everything. I assure you I am not. It's always this last part that gets me. There we go. Alright. Alright. And we are off. Move this off to the side. Yeah, this has been dropped before. That's why it was giving me so many problems. This tab right here was bent. Just like you can kind of see, right? Let me see if I can bring it down a little bit. You can kind of see a bit there. Yeah, right there. See how it's kind of curved in and dented in like that? So this tab right next to it was bent the same way. So this has been dropped before. That could be the problem we're having with our HDMI. Could be. Now I have to find my bit. Oh, there we go. This one should suffice. Alright, frame's still good. Yep, frames are still good. Love to see it. Okay, we should be able to remove this now. So we're gonna pop these off the side right here and just lift this up. There we go. Perfect. And again, we'll move that off to the side. Alright, let's go ahead and remove the power board and Wi-Fi board. I will need a slightly smaller bit for this one. My bits are everywhere right now, and like I said, I'm moving, so that's fine. I'm going to reorganize everything at the new place. Is this what I'm looking for? Yeah, that's the one I'm looking for. Alright, so we're going to take off the Wi-Fi board first. Welcome to everybody just joining. Lovely to see your faces, even though, as per usual, I cannot see your faces. Feel free to come and hang out. We're a lovely, merry bunch of assholes here. Alright, I'm just going to move that off to the side. And come into the power board. Carefully, because there's components. Okay, there we go. All right, power board is removed. Yeah, you'd figure, right? Well, that plate's coming off, but it's not time yet. It is not time. All right. Am I going to need to remove the fan? I may not need to remove the fan. If I don't have to, I'm not going to. So we'll hold on to that for a moment. We are going to remove all these component screws because that is required. All right, should be good to go. I know my loose bits are just flying everywhere. Okay, so now we'll take this plate off. Okay, and we'll take out the hard drive. Oh, this one does have a 1 terabyte in it. That's nice. Go. We're just going to move components around as we go. Power supply is next. Remove. Okay, and I need my little pry tool thingy. There we go. All right, power supply removed. Oh, I have to take the screws out anyway. I forgot because it's not going to come off otherwise. I haven't worked on a 1S in a while. All right, you guys be patient with me. Remove. Disk drive go bye-bye. And yeah, we do have to remove this, otherwise the board is not going to come out. So we will remove it. Okay, perfect. And then carefully turn the board back around. Yeah, I don't think we should have to remove the fan. We should be okay. All right. And then there's a little silver piece right here, a little locking mechanism that we got to get rid of. Otherwise the board's going to stay stuck. Go. Put that off to the side. All right, here we go. And with that, we should be able to just lift. Nope. The chassis is bent. Yeah, this thing has for sure been dropped before. The actual chassis itself, I'll show you guys real quick. Where are we? Microscope. So the chassis is bent to the point that it's actually holding the board in. You can see it right here. This metal piece right here is actually covering the board. So I have to bend that back. So come in with some needle nose pliers. try to bend that chassis enough to be able to remove the board. Alright, that should be enough. We should be okay. Yep, we're good. This. Alright, and from there we are hunky-dory. Awesome. No display, my friend. Also, good to see you, Wasp. Alright, so let's take a look at these pins and see if we have anything that seems out of the ordinary. Just at visual glance, they look okay, but looks can always be deceiving. So we're going to come in with our pick, and we're just going to move the legs, try to move the legs. Okay, so those legs actually look good. So, let's check around our retimer, see if there's any noticeable damage or issue. That capacitor sure don't look good, does it? Let's come in with a better angle so we're not getting a crap load of glare. Alright, yeah. Now that we're not getting a bunch of glare on there, it doesn't look as bad. Okay. Alright, so let's do some testing real quick. Move this over to make room for... Actually, I should be able to just test like this. I'm going to plug in my HDMI tester. And we're going to take diode readings on our HDMI pins and see what we have. Alright, so we got diode. Let me untangle my wires here. Alright, so we're going to put red probe onto ground. Let that ground out whenever it decides it wants to. You know what? We're just going to ground it elsewhere. It's being very difficult. That's fine. This thing does not want to ground at all. Okay, that'll do. Alright, so let's move to pin 1. 0.74 is normal. Pin 2 should be open. Yep. Pin 3, 0.74. 4. 5 is open. 6. 7. 8 is open. 9. 10. 11 is open. 12. 13. Believe that's normal. 14 is open line, it's no connect. 15. 16. 17 is open. 18 and 19. Okay, so all of that looks normal. But that port is awful loose. I mean, the inside of the port is really, really loose. So if I move it over to this opposite port here, I'm wondering if that's also loose. Yeah, no, not nearly as bad. Not side to side anyway. I mean, it's there, but it's not as bad. And then we move it back over here. Yeah, it's far more loose. Alright, let's take a little closer look here. I do want to check out some of these. Okay, so 17 is ground, so that's good. Let's check our filter real quick. So we'll just come from one end of the filter to the other, make sure that we have continuity. We do. Okay, nothing here. It's good. 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 Okay, filter's good. Okay, no crosstalk. Okay, so the filters are good. And then we're back to the retimer. Now these do fail on these pretty often. So I would be tempted to replace this first, because the port itself seems to be fine. Let's just check some of these caps. Nope. Nope. I think my multimeter's dying. I gotta put a new battery in it soon. Okay. Okay. The caps all appear to be fine. So, we have options. We can replace the port and see if that fixes the problem. I'm not confident it will, but it's possible. I am getting the proper diode reading from the ESD bypass, so I'm not terribly worried that that's going to be a problem. Is that hair or crack? No, okay, that's hair. I do want to take a closer look at it just to be sure. Yeah, that's... I can't tell if that's cracked or... No, that's just hair. Okay. Okay. So, I am tempted, first and foremost, to... You know what, before we go too far, let me grab a hard drive real quick. I'm just going to steal a random hard drive. We'll test the hard drive first. I don't think it's going to be a hard drive issue, but that's an easy thing to test. What's going on, Chris? Good to see you, buddy. Alright, So swap out my bit real quick. I'm just gonna disconnect the working or the old hard drive real quick. Get out of there. And we're just going to swap it with a different drive. Just a random drive, because if it shows up and gives me the error that I can't find the software, then I know it's the drive issue. Okay, go. Alright, so we'll take that off. We will disconnect this hardware. There we go. And I think I'm just going to pull a drive out of a PS4 Pro that I have to work on, because I have to work on it anyway. And we're just going to test that. Okay, there we go. And this is indeed a 1 terabyte drive. It's an 800 gigabyte drive. That's interesting. Haven't run into one of those on a PS4 Pro before. Alright, so we're going to disconnect this. And yes, you can interchange the hard drives between the PlayStation and the Xbox. They won't work. Let's be very clear about that. They will not work. But for testing purposes, if you have a known good drive from a PlayStation, you can put it in an Xbox just to see if it pulls up with the software error. And you can take a drive from a PlayStation that has the PlayStation, no, 1S, my friend, 1S. You can take a hard drive from a PlayStation that has the PlayStation software installed and just overwrite OSU on top of it. I've done it several times. It works just fine. Alright, so now that we have this, we are going to hook up our cables, just like that. We're not going to put it back in the chassis or anything. This is strictly for testing purposes. Before I go having to replace the retimer and everything. Okay, go. And realistically, I don't have to put much of this back together either. What I do need to do is remove this metal object before I go turning shit on. I do need to plug this power supply back in. Okay. So we're going to turn this way. Okay, so we got some slight fan spin, as you can see there. That's perfectly fine. And then I'm going to take the power board, I'm going to connect it over here. going to take the HDMI and I'm going to plug it in. And again, this is just for testing. Only for testing purposes. Okay. So, let's turn it on. So we've got white light, as you can see there. Kind of see it reflecting off of my hand. We got full fan spin. We're going to swap over real quick and see if we get an error message. And we do. So this is indeed a hard drive fault. That is unfortunate. So just so you guys can... Hang on, let me swap back over real quick. So let me put you guys over so you can see the screen. So when we tested it before, there was no signal whatsoever. And now, just by putting a new hard drive in it, we have full 1080p resolution with the E106 error because there's no actual data on the hard drive that's in there. So this is unfortunately a hard drive issue. The other unfortunate part is that I don't think I have another hard drive to replace it with. I might, I can look, but the customer is going to be most unhappy because he did not want it to be a hard drive issue. All right, let's shut this down before it decides to overheat. No, I'm leaning. All right. Let's shut this down and let's text the customer. Yeah, I mean, yeah, the 1X is it's going to be one of three things, right? Well, four things, I guess, but the HDMI port, the retimer, the ESD, or the hard drive, right? I mean. Alright, so I've just texted the customer, and I have informed him that it is a hard drive issue. And alright, he's still awake, so I'm discussing with him right now as to what he wants to do. I'm still here with you guys, don't worry. Alright. Well, in the meantime, we can start disconnecting things. And we can put this hard drive back in its rightful home. Alright, he does indeed want to swap the drive, so let me go hunting for my other drive that I think should be there, and if so, then we will get this working real quick. Let's take that power board out. And luckily I do have a copy of OSU 1 already downloaded. Bear with me a moment. Alright, so I do have a drive here. I don't know if it's the correct one, actually. Shit. He's got a 1 terabyte in there now. I need to replace it with a 1 terabyte. I don't think this is going to be a 1 terabyte. I'll check real quick, but I don't think so. Let's take a look. So I'm pulling this out of a PS4 Slim. I don't think it's the right size as far as capacity, but I'm going to check anyway. If not, I have a 1X that I can pull it out of, but that's a lot more work, and I'm probably not going to do that tonight. I will do it tomorrow. Oh, actually, this might be okay. Based on looks alone, it might be okay. Come on. Show me your size. Hey, it is a 1 terabyte. Hell yeah. Okay. Nice. Good. That was just a parts console anyway, so that worked out well. Excellent. Alright. We got a hard drive. Damn, Rico. It's like that, buddy? Good to see you, my friend. Okay, here we go. All right, reassembly process, and then OSU. Okay, reassembly process commencing. Okay, gotta make sure I do this right. we go. So that's not going to be facing the correct direction. Swap that around. Apparently that is the correct direction because it won't fit the other way. Oh yeah, because it's not in the correct position. Alright, heard. Heard indeed. Alright. Alright, now I do need to test this drive and make sure it will work. Again, it is a parts console, but I believe it was functional. It just did not load up applications properly. And I did put a replacement hard drive in that PlayStation, and it did not fix the problem. So the hard drive itself should be good, but we are going to test it just to be 100% sure. Matter of fact, I'm going to test it now before I go putting everything back in the damn chassis. Let's do a smart, shall we? Okay, there we go. Power supply. Why is the power supply being difficult? There we go. Okay, power supply. HDMI. And power board. Alright, just make sure we run into the same thing. I'm not going to show this one. I'm just going to make sure it comes up, and we're going to put it back together and do OSU. Yep, okay. We're back to the same thing. Alright, awesome. Okay, there we go. Alright, so we're just going to put the hard drive back in the chassis. We are going to reassemble it enough to put it back put the board back into the chassis. And then from there we'll install OSU. I still have a copy of it. It was just downloaded like 2 weeks ago, so it should still be up to date. There we go. Alright. Alright, grab the drill. Go ahead and get these back in there as well. Got screws all over the place, damn it. That's fine, I'll grab that in a second. Perfect. Alright, we are back in the chassis. So realistically, we can go ahead and start putting this back in the regular chassis right now. So let's go ahead and do that. Grab that one screw that flew off somewhere. There we go. Alright, so let's put this back in the main chassis. There we go. Okay. There we go. It's back in place. And we can go ahead and put everything back. The disk drive does need to be installed because it will not take the OSU update if the disk drive is not present. Go. There we go. Okay. Power supply can go back in. Go. And newly acquired power supply, or hard drive rather, can go in as well. Alright, we are all put back together. I'm going to move this over to my main desk here. Alright. And let's go ahead and connect some cables real quick. Okay. Alright, cables are connected. And power board. Alright, there we go. So we'll turn this on. Grab my OSU drive. I'm throwing stuff everywhere. God damn it. Oh, I need a controller too. That's going to be helpful. Alright, so we're going to come up. I really don't have a good place to put you guys. I'm sorry. Here we go. Alright, so as you can see, we're back to the E106 error. Let me grab a controller. Okay, and let me grab a cord for the controller. Okay, go. Oh, do I really have to bind it? Okay, there we go. Alright, so you'll notice that the offline system update option is not available right now because I have not put in the USB drive. We will now go ahead and insert the USB drive, like so. And now you will see that offline system update is now highlighted. Did it just shut down on me? It did. It just shut down on me. Damn it. Damn it. Alright, hang on. Okay, yep. It doesn't want to turn on again with the... Oh, it doesn't want to turn on, period. What the hell happened? Why did it just shut down? Alright, disconnect the power. Reconnect the power. Alright, disconnect all USB inputs. Interesting. It just shut down on me for no reason. That's so strange. Okay, well, we're back. I don't know why it shut down on me like that. Okay. So we are back. Troubleshoot. Alright, USB is going in. Offline system update. Okay. Alright. Alright. So we're going to let that run for a little bit. I'm not going to sit here and wait for that to go. So, in the meantime, let's go to something that I know the problem with already. And that is not the PS4 Pro. Because the PS4 Pro is a display issue, but again, I'm not 100% sure what the issue is. So, we're going to hold off on that. I do need to reassemble this this hard drive real quick. Bear with me a moment, if you will. Where did I put my screwdriver? There it is. Okay, last screw. Okay, there we go. That'll go back to the customer's drive. And those will just move away for the time being. Okay, so while the Xbox continues to update, I'm going to move on to the next console, which is PS5. This one is just an HDMI job, so just looking at it, the HDMI port is 100% damaged. So we're just gonna speed run this while the Xbox updates. All right, this PS5 is in immaculate condition. It is in very good shape. Yeah, I'm very excited to see that, and not bugs. That makes my heart real happy. All right, so we're gonna speed run this real quick, and I'm gonna check in on that Xbox update periodically as I see it move. And by see it move, I'm waiting for it to reset, basically. I'm not dropping frames, right? You guys can hear everything okay? Alright, there we go. So we have begun the process of unscrewing the PS5. I still have not seen the Xbox reset yet, so that is still in the process of downloading. I know that these things take forever and a day, so we're just going to let that ride as we continue to repair. Set these off to the side. I'm actually going to bust out a helpful little tool that I got that was given to me. We are going to bust out the magnetic wristband. Magnetic wristband. So, that's no good. Okay, let's pop this right open. And this is a 0100 board, which again, for this being a first revision, this is in immaculate condition. I mean, it's got some dust, don't get me wrong, but compared to some of the stuff that I've run into, oh, all right, we got a restart on the Xbox, it looks like. Come back on. All right, there we go. It came back on. I'm going to check progress on that real quick. We are at 68%. So we're going to let that continue to run for a bit. Pop off Wi-Fi cables, ribbon cables, and continue speed running this process. No broken stickers. Beautiful thing. Alright, now, why I love magnet wristband is because, as you can see, well, you can't see right now, but my repair mat is filled with screws right now from consoles that I'm still working on. So, with magnetic wristband, I can just put them right on my wrist. And they're there the whole time. Whoop. Big fan of the magnetic wristband. Just to check, can you guys hear me okay? I was having frame issues earlier. Can everybody hear and see everything okay? we go. And final screw. Beautiful. Magnet wristband holds all the screws.
Okay, tremendous. Okay, perfect. All right, fantastic. Good. All right, let's swap back over to the Xbox real quick, see where we're at. We are at 99%. Hopefully that's the good 99%. It is. It is indeed the good 99%. So I'll show you in a second. All right. Turn you guys around a moment here. And we have full display. Crisp 1080p. Woohoo! We are good. Alright, now I'm going to shut this down. You're going to see an error message pop up. It's okay. Everything's fine. Oh no, I guess the error message doesn't pop up. Interesting. Normally I get an error message there. Okay, awesome. Alright. So we are good. Xbox is fixed. And we can continue on with our PS5. There we go. Retighten the magnet wristband here. Go ahead and pop off our APU clamp. Now, APU clamp screws do not go on the magnet wristband. It's not that they're not magnetic, they are. It's just that I have a system, and if I mess up my system, I will lose everything. And I can't have that happen. There we go. And where's that pry tool? There we go. And we'll gently pry this board away. I don't know if this is the one that has the sticky stuff on it. I hope not. It doesn't feel like it. It does not. Tremendous. Alright. So there we go. Beep. Beep. Alright. We'll put our PS5 chassis off to the side for the moment. And come down to our microscope. Alright, and there is the little bugger in question. So I'll show you the damage to it in just a moment and why it is just an immediate HDMI repair. Let's bring this up. That's Ethernet. There's HDMI. So you can see not only do we have the typical bent pin in the bottom here, but we have lifted gold pins on the actual port itself. So that's why we're doing the replacement on it, and we're just going to get right to work. We can move the Xbox out of the way now that that is all ready to be put back together.
Again, hot air coming in at 480 degrees Celsius, 99% airflow to give it the full blast. It's getting all of my business. The full business. Just gonna let that solder melt. There we go. The port's just gonna drop out. I'm going to let the heat sit for just a second before removing it. And then immediately, I'm going to come in with a bit of flux. Move yourself. And of course, my flux needle's still being stupid. I got to order new flux, new needles, new everything. Pain in my butt. Anyway, there we go. We're just going to load the area up with flux for the time being. Remove yourself. Thank you. And we're going to come in with our soldering iron. Soldering iron is set to 400 degrees Celsius. And we're going to mix in some leaded solder with the unleaded stuff that's already in the board. And again, we're doing this while the board is warm to make sure that it will soak all the way through. So we probably hold this on here for, let's say, a good 20 or 30 seconds, gently rolling the iron to help evenly distribute that heat. There we go. And come into the next one. Same exact thing. And just a little extra dab of solder in there. Go. Come to the other side. Oh, lost my grip. I'm going to flip the iron around because we got that bubble of solder on the other side there. And let that solder work. Go. Last one. And there we go. Perfect. So now we've got a nice mix of leaded and unleaded. I have found that that helps keep the port more secure on the legs, and also makes it easier when doing the port replacements because you don't have to go clearing out the ground holes. It helps speed up the process a lot and maintain some good structural integrity. Okay, and then we will move to this side of our board. So I'm actually going to take some of this flux that's on this board right now and just move it over here because we're going to use it to tin up the pads here. So I'm going to come in with just a quick dab of solder. I'm just going to mix in again the leaded with the unleaded, using that residual flux that was already there. Let's tidy that up. Amtech, my friend. I'm pretty sure it's knockoff Amtech. I'm going to be 100% real with you. But, so, I'll show it to you real quick. back it on up here. So Amtech 559. Again, I am pretty sure it is knockoff. I am almost positive. But the only reason that I'm still continuing to use it, number one, because it works. And number two, if I can find... There we go. So when I put my UV light to it, I'll show you in just a second here. So testing fake flux, UV light will not glow like that. It won't have a reaction. This one does have a reaction to it. This is also not the most powerful UV light in the world, to be clear. But it is reacting to the UV light. But again, it's probably knockoff. So, yeah, take that with a grain of salt. I know Kimbo is great. So if you use Kimbo, keep using Kimbo. Whatever works for you, my man. Alright, so we're going to come in here. Tidy this up a little bit. All right, and we're going to grab ourselves a new port. Trick, I'm surprised you just don't use Vaseline. I mean, that seems right up your alley, my guy. Nope, nope, nope. There we go. And that one little set of bridging right there was bothering me. But we're good now. All right, come back over here. There we go. There's the trick I know and love. Where is my air gun? That is also my weight, my counterweight on these boards. Oh, my air gun seems to have mysteriously vanished. I will just use my screwdriver for now. There we go. All right. All right, so we're going to come under the board. Same thing, 480 at 90%. No flux. I am not using flux at this point. Just circling the air, letting the majority of the area where the port is get hot. I'm going to come in and slow the circles down. And you'll see that solder starts to liquefy pretty quick. So the ones on the right already have. You gotta let the ones on the left catch up. There we go. So that's that mix of the leaded and unleaded.
port. There we go. Let that settle in. Yeah, from what I've heard, man, Kimbo is just as good. And you can get it from AliExpress. I know Northridge sells good stuff, but yeah, Kimbo is just fine. Alright, so now that this has had a chance to get a little warm, I'm going to come in with some flux on the side. I'll let that soak down into the ground holes on the legs to help pull that solder onto the legs. Now you can see that solder's come all the way through. So I'm going to come in and just push down on the port. Move the heat. Push and hold, baby. Push and hold. There we go. And I know it's a little bit unclear. I apologize about that, but I did see that solder. I can't fucking talk today. Yeah, Kimbo is good stuff. I know plenty of people that use Kimbo and are very happy with it. Alright, so I'm going to come in and tidy up this flux while the board is still nice and warm. Alright, and then we're just going to double check our HDMI legs, make sure that everything is hunky-dory. Alright, so just come right in between and push, push, push. There we go. Beautiful soldering. I'm going to move our drill and we'll come in with some alcohol. Spray it all down to clean it all up. Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah, that's a hell of a deal. Alright, there we go. Looks lovely. And you can see, like I said, that solder went right all the way through from the bottom all the way up to the top. Got that good grip. We'll flip the board over, double check our work on the back. And those joints look absolutely beautiful. There's no leg protruding out of any of it. It looks gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. All right. Okay, so let's grab our chassis, let's test. And then the last one I'll do on stream is the one I'm not sure about.
I still have another PS5 to do, but it's just another HDMI port. Now, to be fair, this other console could also just be an HDMI port. Not 100% sure. But we're going to take a look. Alright, here we go. Let's put our clamp back on. Okay, there we go. No, actually, hang on. You're gonna look at my beautiful face while this thing does its the database rebuild, and then we'll switch over to the screen and we'll double test everything. Also, if you haven't gotten one of these yet, definitely look into it. I got it for Christmas. This thing is amazingly helpful for my ADHD organizational issues. There it is. There we go. Beautiful. Excellent. My beautiful face again. Okay, there we go. Now, I haven't gotten to it yet, David. Actually, I was thinking about that. Maybe we'll work on that instead of the PS4 Pro. That's actually a decent idea. Maybe we'll do that. I have a PS4 Pro that also has no display, but that could just be an HDMI job. Maybe we will work on that PS5. Yeah, no, I'm with you, Chris. I actually just so the company I go through for a lot of my replacement parts is NPX Spares. Great company. The customer service is incredible. Their products have always worked. I've never had a problem with them. So if you're ever looking, it is slightly more pricey than a little bit of this, than some of the stuff you'll see on AliExpress, as far as like they have quantity restrictions and some of the prices are slightly higher, but I've never had a problem with it. So it's up there for you. All right. Yeah, let's work on that PS5. Let's do that. Okay, so when last we left, we had here, I'll put the name in. I'll put the name in chat. I bought plenty of stuff from them before. I've never had a problem with them. Okay, so this is the one we worked on last week. This is the one that we did the Wi-Fi module replacement on and all of the cap. Oh, that's beautiful. Don't you love those? I wish I ran into those sometimes. I did get lucky not too long ago. I bought a untested salvage for like 169 bucks, and there was nothing wrong with it. It was completely functional. Someone just took the plates off of it. So I got pretty lucky on that one. I actually just sold that today. So yeah, this is the one we were working on last week, where I'm going to clean some of this up. We replaced the Wi-Fi module, and we replaced basically every cap on this circuit. It originally came to me for an HDMI job, and it turned out to be no power whatsoever. Try and clean up some of this nasty. It had a horrible bug infestation, and it came up with, oh no, that's even worse. Previously worked on stuff always bothers me. And it came up with Wi-Fi codes. So we replaced the Wi-Fi module, and then it just became a 30-second beep on, beep off. The first thing I wanted to do before we do anything really is I want to clean the board up slightly. So I'm going to take a bunch of alcohol. Like, I want to clean up, even though there's no shorts on it, I want to clean all this up, clean up as much of the corrosion as possible, and then just put it to 12 volts and see what we can find out. I feel like that's at least a decent place to start. So let's start there. We're going to go ahead and soak up some of this board with alcohol. Let it soak in for a minute to help loosen up all that debris. And we're going to clean it up a little bit first. Start cleaning up this area here. And we're going to do both sides of the board because both sides had some pretty heavy corrosion on it. I think what I want to try, even though it seems like it might not be a problem, is I want to reflow the south bridge. I also think I'm going to flood the underside of the APU. Oh, good. So you work with MPX, yeah. So, yeah, you know. Wilfred's good people. So I think I want to reflow the south bridge, and I'm also going to flow the underside of the APU with alcohol and just try to see if there's anything kind of like, yeah, any liquid metal or anything at all under there that's preventing it from working properly. Grab my other brush. Yes, yeah, that's the same one, David. Yep. That BIOS chip also had some corrosion around it, so I'm just giving it a good dusting. I'm also going to clean up underneath the south bridge, so I'm going to flood it with alcohol and just try and squeeze out whatever might be in there. Come in and give it a bit of a scrub. Let me grab my air gun real quick. Alright, so this already looks a million times better. So you can see that we were able to clean up a fair amount of the corrosion around the Ethernet chip, around the Ethernet port. The HDMI port looks a lot better. Yeah, it already looks a lot better. I am going to flip the board, and we're going to do the same thing on this side because we do have some corrosion around the actual solder points on the USB. And we got some mess to clean up around the Wi-Fi module. A little bit right here where the disk drive would connect if it had one. And then all of this right here I'm going to try and clean up. So I'm going to actually use my down camera for this. So soak up the area as much as possible. So we're going to let that soak in for a minute. Yeah, it's a digital model, yep. And while this is soaking, I'm going to check in on the Baltimore Steelers game. Oh yeah, Baltimore whooped that ass. That's what I'm talking about. Beautiful. Alright, so let's come in here and start scrubbing as much as we can. I don't expect to get everything, but if I can clean it up and make it look just a little bit better, I'll feel better about testing it. Oh yeah, I mean the speaker will, actually I think the speaker's on the other side on this one. Yeah, speaker's back here. Alright, coming with our air gun.
I did catch, I don't think this has anything to do with anything, but it might, so we're going to check it. I did happen to catch that there's a loose solder ball right there. I'm assuming that came from, so you'll see there's some solder on the top of the module. I'm assuming this came from the reballing process, and these are just loose solder balls. So we are going to take care of those real quick. We're just going to pick them right off. I doubt it has anything to do with anything because we had all our voltages, but still, loose solder balls are never good. There we go. Oh, I already did the other side. No, we're good. We are good, friend. Yeah, solder balls are always a nightmare. Always a pain in my tuchus. For sure. Oh, there's another one hiding on the backside over here. There we go. Okay. Alright. So we are up and good. Alright, so I'm going to take one more opportunity to flood the south bridge with alcohol, and then I'm going to take my air gun and push that through. Alright, there we go. Oh, that sounds horrible. Yeah, I don't work on power supplies, so I commend those that do. It's just I don't trust myself enough with a power supply to work on them. Just double checking to see if we have any broken solder balls or anything like that under the south bridge. Any kind of corrosion or anything I can see that would at least give me a direction. Yeah, I mean, those look relatively okay. Yeah, that all looks okay to me. Oh, hang on. Sorry. My chat has got a slight delay on it, so let's recheck. Okay. Fifth ball from the left. Let's see.
I mean, those all look okay on this end. All right. So I think what we're going to do first, we'll put 12 volts into it real quick. Oh, wrong one. All right. So we're going to put 12 volts into it, and we're going to see what the output is now that we've kind of cleaned up everything and see if there's any change to it. If not, I think what we're going to do is probably just give the south bridge a reflow anyway, just to see if that changes anything. Okay. All right, so I'm going to turn my power supply on in just a second here. Yeah, so we're at the same thing. It's at 28, 29. Not to my no. This was a completely unopened console when I got it. I haven't taken it off. Yeah, so we're at the same thing, where it's still doing the 28, 29, hanging for 10 seconds, and then crashing. What I do want to check, while I'm thinking about it, is I am going to put the macro lens on my thermal camera. This is, yep, EDM 010. Okay, so that's our south bridge right here. I'm going to go ahead and put 12 volts back into it. Yeah, see, it's not getting like evenly hot. It looks like there's a hot spot, and then it crashes. I'm going to come over to our SSD controller. See what I mean? Like, that has a general heat signature. I mean, yes, it's all centered, but it seems like it moves throughout the chip, whereas South Bridge, it's like you got that bottom left corner right there. All right, let's come out of picture real quick. We're going to take a look at it as a whole. Let the board cool down a little bit. SSD controller, then, well, let's see, let's let this cool down for a second. We'll give it a like probably a 30-second rest to try and minimize some of the heat signature, and then we can see what starts to get hot first. Alright, so we're going to come up from the top. So power's going on in 3, 2, 1. Yeah, it looks like they pop up about the same time. And then, of course, we have our power management for the South Bridge. I'd be willing to give the South Bridge a reflow real quick just to see. I mean, worst case, it'll clear up anything that's underneath there. Yeah, it looks normal, except for the whole part where it is not. You know, let me clean up this liquid metal. I did have a damaged APU not too long ago with these same symptoms. I'm hoping that's not the case, but I looked and it doesn't look like it's damaged. But let's hop onto the microscope. Let's take a look at this APU. We'll take a look. We will take a look, my friend. I'm just going to clean up a little bit of this liquid metal real quick. I'll tell you what, there is a lot of liquid metal stuck in the, like, the crevices right here. Oh, don't tell me. Don't tell me. Hey, Ace, good to see you, my friend. Welcome in. I swear to God. No, okay, it's just liquid metal. Okay. Whew. I thought so. I thought so at first, but no, it's just liquid metal that's stuck in the crevice here. It was throwing me off. I might actually take this padding off. And check the liquid metal on the other side, because there's a lot more than I usually see in these crevices right here. Like, if I'm pushing it down, you can see that it's just pooling up. I'm just double checking, making sure I didn't miss any cracks or anything too obvious. But I don't think so. Yeah, I'm going to pull the foam on it, just to be 100% sure. Real gentle like. Oh, liquid metal is kind of trying to explode everywhere. Yeah, so you can see it's pretty well pooled. I mean, there's some... Yeah, gross. Put this off to the side real quick. You can see that just on the edges right here. Like, it looks like it might have snuck under there. I'm going to have to take a look. Well, first I have to clean up this little bit that I saw go on the board. Not going to have that happening. Yep, that's what we're going to do. We are going to lift that sticker up a bit. I need to reposition the board in order to do that comfortably, so bear with me a moment. I have to come in here ever so carefully. I mean, it doesn't look like it got in there. Move the microscope down a little bit. Oh, nice. Perfect, dude. I'm glad to hear it. I always love a success story. Yeah, damn it. Yeah, that seems to be okay. I'm still going to tidy this up real quick as best I can and as carefully as I can. Put that sticker back down real quick. Okay. All right. Let's get our
sponge back on there. Yeah, no worries. It's 12:30 for me as well, my friend. I get it. All right. I'm just going to go for a reflow on the south bridge. Honestly, I don't know where to go from here. I have exhausted all of my knowledge as far as this goes. I am going to go ahead and hook up 12 volts real quick just to make sure I didn't screw anything up with the liquid metal. And then I think we're going to hit a reflow on this south bridge real quick to see if that gives us any kind of change. Yeah, alright, so at least we're still at the same problem that we were at previously. So the liquid metal didn't change anything. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and reflow the south bridge real quick. Maybe I'll even replace it. I have some pre-balled ones. Let's reflow it first. Oh, yeah, good call. Thank you. Thank you for the reminder, sir. Alright, let's come in here. I have to remember where the goddamn voltage rails are on these. I always get confused. Alright, so I'm going to put 12 volts in. I'm going to find my multimeter. Alright, we are in voltage mode. Go ahead and ground the black probe over here. Okay, I believe this is supposed to have voltage. Maybe not. Am I grounded? The first three inductors. Okay. Alright, so I've got 3.1 volts on this one. I've got 3.3 on the end of this diode right here. Yeah, I've got 3.3 on this diode. And I've got... Where'd my 3 volt go? I got 3.1 on this area here. And I got 1.8 coming out of here. I'm assuming I must have a 5 volt somewhere. That's 3.1. There's 1.1. I don't see a 5 anywhere, which, I mean, if I have 3.3, I obviously have 5, but... It's just weird that I can't find it anywhere. So this seems to be the 3.3 area. I'm assuming the 5 must be around here somewhere. It's 3.3 as well. Well, here's your 1.8 and here's your 1.1. So I got 1.8 here, and I got 1.1 here. Where are the... Well, I mean, I got 3.3 right here, and I've got 3.1 here. The fact that I can't find a 5 volt anywhere is concerning. I feel like there has to be a 5 volt rail on the back of the south bridge. Let me check online real quick and see if I can find a test point for it. Oh, sorry. Boop. Alright, I think I found something that is... Hang on. Okay, yep, I do have my 2 volt standby there, okay? 5 volt input. Yep.
Well, yeah, I've got all three of those. Like I said, so if I come here, I've got, where is it? Right here, I've got 3.1, so 3.2, and then I've got 1.8, and I've got 1.1. Now this apparently, when I power it on, so I'm gonna turn the power off real quick. I should have a 1.1 volt rail on that inductor when I power it on. So I'm gonna set my probe here. Yep, and I do. Yeah, I've got all my... Yeah, I mean, they're all there. Oh, further up. Okay, let me turn power back off. I think I see which one you're talking about. Okay. Still got power right now. Yep, there's 3.3. That's 1.1 as well. That's 3.3. Looks like two little hands. It's a beep every 30 seconds. While I'm here. 3.3. This should be 5, I believe. Yep, 5. So this is a 5 to 3.3 converter. Right below where the trace looks like two little hands. Okay, so I'm gonna put my meter. I'm gonna put my probe right here. Oh, I know. Yeah, it's a problem. So I have my probe right here. Where am I going from here? I don't think so. I didn't test for sure. Well, to be fair, um, I didn't test the inductors for shorts. Right there. Okay. Excellent. Okay, so I am going to kill power. And then I'm going to power it back on once I'm probe connected. Yep, 3.3, 3.29. And 1.1 right there. Yep, 3.2. Yep, that's what it is. let's test for shorts on the inductors. So I'm in continuity mode now. Okay. No, you're good. No worries. Yes, I can. Let's go into diode mode. Alright, so right here we have 0.37 voltage drop, 0.44, 0.35, 0.51. That's fair. Yeah, I'm just doing the inductors out here. 0.35, 0.88, 0.49. It's hard for me to tell what's a resistor and what's an inductor, you know what I mean? I am not an electronics, I am not a, what's it called? Yeah, all the readings seem to be fine. I mean, that would tell me that the south bridge is probably not the problem. But I don't know what the hell else it could be. Like, the RAM doesn't turn on, so... Well, see, I'm familiar with these inductors. Like, I know those are inductors. Yeah. You're talking about these right here. To make sure we're on the same page. Okay, yeah. Okay, so 0.35, 0.35, 0.37, 0.37, 0.45, 0.45, 0.34, 0.35. Oh, there we go. Okay. 0.5. Why is that one being crazy? Hang on. There we go. 0.5. Four, 5. Let's double check, my friend. I am all down for experimentation. I know when we did it last time, I had all of my voltage rails. What the hell is this? Random fucking staple or something? Interesting. Let's take a look. So we will go to back of the Wi-Fi module. Because this is the area we did work on. So we replaced basically every cap on the back of the module along with the module. So we replaced this entire area right here with known good caps. I don't know why the hell. I, I don't get it. Something is not enabling the RAM to there's no UART codes. So I did this on the last stream. I'll do it again just to be 100% sure. But there were no UART codes last time. So just to make sure, I'm going to put 12 volts into the board. Let's move this out of the way. I'll double check just to be sure. I'd rather be sure. Alright, so we're coming in. We have oh, I'm not in voltage mode. That was dumb. Okay, there we go. 3.3. 3.3. 3.3. Yeah, correct. It came up as no faults found. 3.3. I'm not seeing any 1.8. I've got 3.3 across the board. And that's 12 volts right there. Huh. This cap has no voltage, but the power did just die on me. Let me turn the power off and turn it back on real quick. I don't have any 1.8, my friend. This one has no voltage whatsoever. Yeah, this one right here is giving me 3.3 on the small one. Let me ground this again and get a better view so you can see. Nope, now you can't see the voltage. Yeah, I got 3.3 on the small cap. This one, however, is not giving me anything. I have 0 volts. Let me take power down. And let me diode reading this. Yeah, so I don't have it hooked up to. It's not hooking up to the PS5 power supply. It's hooking up to my direct 12 volt power supply. No, I don't think so. Let me take a look though. Hang on. Yeah, so I have no voltage on this one whatsoever. It's not in protection mode right now. And then this small one. No, it's still trying to push that last amp. Yeah, so that's 3.3. And on this one I just have nothing. But it does have the 0.5 voltage drop. I don't know if that one's supposed to have voltage on it. Let me turn off my bench supply. Yeah, there's just nothing there. It's straight 0. Oh, sorry. When I mean shut off, I mean it stopped trying to push voltage. It was just steady 12 volts. It wasn't trying to boot. Alright, so now I've shut my bench supply off.
turning it on. Yeah, there's just no voltage here whatsoever. Okay, I appreciate it, David. Thank you, buddy. Yeah, I don't think I have a 1010 board that has a Southbridge on it that would work. Maybe I do. Is it 010? No, that's 020. Yeah, 020 doesn't have the same ones, unfortunately. And the one I stole it from is a different revision. Oh, there it is. Never mind. Okay. But this one doesn't have a Southbridge on it. You know, I didn't replace these two caps. I hope that's not what's causing this, and I just missed two caps that needed to be replaced. Yeah, because I have no 1.8 anywhere on this this Wi-Fi module. It's all 3.3. Yeah, so the current draw I'm getting PLW is it goes up to here. Matter of fact, I'll show you. I'll do you one better. I'll show you live and direct. How about that? We'll do that. So I'm going to turn it off. So it's going to shut down. What's going to happen is it's going to go up to like 0.28, 0.29, and it's going to hang there for like 10 seconds and then shut down. So I'll show you. Yeah, I think it's all 3.3. I don't think the 1.8 came until later. So it just hangs at that 0.28, 0.29 for like 10 seconds and then crashes straight back to 0. And also, what I find somewhat interesting at least, is I'm going to flip over my my board real quick here. Oh, thank you, Fire. I appreciate it, buddy. Also, good to see you. Welcome in, man. Alright, so the other thing is on my thermal camera, if I take off the maybe I already took it off. Okay. So when I try to put it on 12 volts, the RAM does not heat up whatsoever. Like it's like the RAM doesn't even try. So we have, just to be clear, this is SSD, this is Southbridge. So Southbridge gets warm, SSD gets warm, power for SSD gets warm, but the RAM does not try to turn on at all. So this is all RAM right here. I'm going to shut it down again. Turn it back on. You can see the South Bridge and SSD all get warm, but the RAM just does not even try to power on. I would be willing to run UART one more time just to see if anything new has popped up. Let me turn off my voltage real quick. TX middle, RX bottom. Put some flux. TX middle, RX bottom. So blue middle, green bottom. Okay. Diode reading. I didn't check diode readings, but I did not. When I ran it through in continuity mode, I had nothing short to ground. Okay, so I've got UART hooked up. Let me pull it up on. Alright, so I've got UART here. Oh, I have to put power to it. Hang on. Alright. Do I have it connected improperly? I might have it connected improperly. Okay, so we're going to clear it. And we're going to power it back on. Oh, damn it, I just cleared again. Oh, interesting. So, okay, so yeah, I've got the... Okay, let me re-clear these real quick. Hang on. Clear error codes. Run. Read. Alright, I'm going to shut this off. Yeah, because we did not have these errors previously. Alright. Letting this power up for a second. Are you guys able to see the UART tool? Oh, it'll pop up in a second. Hang on, I'm just waiting for this to finish up. Okay, so I've just cleared it and now I'm rerunning it. So we're back to the same ones actually. So when we did this last time, these were not here. But these are the exact same ones. We have the power sequence error, which I still don't know what the hell that is. And then we have the other one, the EMC USB Bluetooth device not found. It says check Wi-Fi Bluetooth module code thrown when module removed. F7, first of all, F7002 is totally fine. I've already checked that fuse like 3 times already. There's nothing wrong with F7002. But we cleared these codes last time. That's interesting. So, huh. Okay. Let's... Alright, let's remove... yeah, that was new. That was not a donor. I bought that from, Maybe I should use a donor, honestly. No, I bought that from AliExpress. Alright. Well, that's interesting. I'll tell you what, let's remove that Bluetooth module, and then let's run UART again, because it says to remove the module and then check the codes. So I wonder if we remove the module and maybe we check underneath the pads and see if we have anything that's short. Yeah, same model, my friend. Alright, power down the board. Let's take off our module. Now, on the EDM-010s, it is all the same, but we can double check to be sure because I think I kept the one that came off. Yeah, I do still have that one, so we'll take a look at that as well. So, actually, we can just take a look right now. So it's corroded because of the roach infestation. No, no worries. Dave, I appreciate you coming through, my man. Oh, meaning it's not detecting the module. Interesting. Okay. Interesting. So, again, this is really corroded from the bugs, but that is a J20H100. And it looks like a revision 1.0 from what I can see. Again, it's really corroded. Let me see if I can try to clean up any of that corrosion.
No, that's just super corroded. Yeah, it's just way too corroded for me to tell for sure. Yeah, I won't be here next week. Yeah. Let's take the module off. I mean, I'll try another one just to see if it changes anything. I'm going to have to reball one, which is not my favorite thing. Woo, hot shit. Yeah, no, I mean, they could definitely be worse. Reball indeed. Alright, well, let's get to work. The sooner it's done, the sooner we can try it and see if I screwed up somewhere along the way. I will try to use bigger balls this time. I think I used .5s last time. I'm going to use 2 .55s instead. Right, nice and clean. We have a little tadpoling over here. We do have a tiny bit of tadpoling right there. I am going to have to take care of that. And it looks like right there as well. So I'm going to have to take care of that real quick. Alright, so actually right there too. Alright, so I got 3 places I got to fix up real fast. Alright, so let's go ahead and clean up our area first and foremost. I just noticed that that is bubbling up pretty severely. There's another one up here too. Where these areas right here are bubbling up pretty big. I wonder if this is something on the board level. That's not what I wanted. Now, I don't know if those are supposed to be ground or not, but this might not be a module issue at all. Okay, no, I think those are supposed to be ground. I think that's fine. Okay. Alright, let's fix our tadpoling issue first and foremost. Okay. So that should tighten this up a little bit. Okay, there we go. Alright, so that should take care of any tadpoling issues. I do have to cure that real quick.
Alright, and we're just going to let this cure for a second. Okay, that should be cured enough, and if not, the hot air will take care of it. Now for everybody's favorite part, because it's not mine. Alright, where are my parts? Here are my parts. Alright, so we have a J20H 100 revision 1.0. So this is a brand new chip. Put a dab of flux. Okay. Let me find my .55s. Those are .5. Those are .45. Uh-oh. Do I not have any .55 balls? I have .6s. Actually, I could just use 2 .6s, I suppose. Yeah. Hell with it. I'll just use 2 .6s. Right? And for the part I hate. All right. Well, I hope everybody enjoys the soothing and melodious sounds of this reballing process. Let it flood your mind with positive thoughts, and all the good things in the world will happen to you because you got to sit here and watch me reball a Wi-Fi module. Hold on to that positivity in your life. Bring it in throughout the new year. And know that you are better because of it. I'm trying to convince myself more than you guys, I promise. Alright, there we go. Alright, hang on. Real quick break, sorry. My hand's getting a little bit shaky. Alright, there we go. It's coming along. Little bits at a time. Okay. About halfway there. I realize that this is extraordinarily boring, and I apologize that I have to do these on live stream sometimes, but I really enjoy doing live streams more than short form content because you guys get to see all of my mistakes in real time and learn from them. That it is, my friend. That it is.
Oh yeah, no, that's fair. My first attempt at a manual reball was a PS5 Southbridge, and I got a stencil quickly after that. Like, I mean, as you can see, I will still do manual reballs, but if I can have a stencil, I will stencil. Hey, CG, good to see you, my friend. Always a pleasure.
Start clearing off some of this excess. Yeah, that's fair. No need to invest the money if you don't have to. I get that.
PS5 Wi-Fi, my friend. Just about done. Just clearing off this excess right now. I don't want it to attach to the side of the module. Remove yourself. There we go. All right. I believe we are in business. I'm just going to go up and go around and tighten them up. You don't. I'm not playing that fucking game. There we go. Alright, that looks okay. Alright.
adjust the module slightly. Okay. So, now that we are ready for heat, I'm going to come in at 450 degrees at 20, we'll start with 10% airflow. We'll start with 15% airflow. Alright, nope. Gotta come down on the airflow, it's moving too much. Put it to 10. So I do have to make a quick adjustment. There's two pads on there that don't want to come quietly. That's fine. Oh, stay put. Okay, come back in with some hot air. Up to 20% airflow.
All right. Now that most of them have melted, I'm going to come in with much higher airflow, come at 40%. Okay, we're going to let that cool for a second. And then we're going to come in with a little bit of flux, and we're going to reflow it. Coming in with 60% airflow now. Well, alright, come in for one more quick reflow. Alright. Reflow is done. Let that chip cool down a little bit. Well, we got problems. There's two pads that didn't take. I can tell just by looking at it. So I'm going to try. it disappeared on me. At least one of them did. Oh no, it's still there. Okay, there we go. And we're just going to come back in one more time with some flux. Okay, that should be fine. And again, we're going to let the chip cool off some. Oh no, oh that's bad, that's very bad. You know what, we'll put it back on afterwards. Oh no, the whole module's fucked. Jesus Christ. God damn it. Alright, I'm done for tonight. Son of a bitch. I wonder if that's what happened to the other one too. Yeah, the fucking caps all got knocked off. God damn it to hell. Alright. I'm not doing another one right now. I'm done. Like I said, I will not be here next week. I will be moving, so there will be no stream next week. But week after that, hopefully everything should be all set up at the new place, and we'll be good to go. That is unfortunate. Not real happy about that, but it is what it is, and we will deal with it another time. I hope y'all have a wonderful evening. Enjoy yourselves, and I will see you guys in 2 weeks. Peace.